make money, you gotta be able to network. You gotta be able to know people. I gotta go to the grocery store. We're not farming yet. We don't have our own, you know what I'm saying? So there are certain activities that we need the world for. But outside of that, there's no reason for us to indulge in any other way. It just doesn't make any sense. All right. Go to Hebrews 11. So the question is, are you going to be spiritual or are you going to be carnal? We're going to be spiritual over here. All right? And this is one thing that we need to remember, that the Most High is a rewarder of those who are sincere and devoted and diligent. One more time. The Most High is a rewarder of those who are sincere, devoted, and diligent. Let's get Hebrews 11. I'm going to speed up a little bit. It's crazy how you could, my intent was to make this lesson 30 to 45 minutes. But the Most High, he always has other plans. All praises.
All praises.
Go ahead.
1.
Let's start with 6.
Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 6. But without...
You know what? Let's start with 1. Let's start with 1. And then drop down to 6.
Okay. Verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Yeah, you can't touch faith, right? It's not physical, but it's something that's spiritual, all right? And you know when you have it, right? You have to have that hope. You have to have that belief backed by being devoted. But drop down to verse 6.
But without faith, it is impossible to please him.
One more time for them in the back.
But without faith, it is impossible to please him.
So faith is a part of your salvation, period. I don't know if you heard it like that, but it's going to take faith to be saved, right? Because you're going to have to be devoted and you're going to have to believe when things don't always look like you want them to look. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to always be a perfect scenario in this truth. Things are not always going to look picture perfect. They're not always going to go smooth like that. Nevertheless, you're going to make it all right. You're going to be okay. All right? Don't panic. You're going to be okay. Life is supposed to have ups and downs. Same thing in this truth. There's supposed to be ups and downs. Your faith is being tested. The road gets rocky sometimes. Sometimes it gets rainy, snowy, storming. All right? But guess what? The Most High God, he understands. But he needs you to understand. All right? A lot of our people kind of lose it when turbulence comes, but hey, it's a part of the road. Read that again, 6.
But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is. Must believe that he is.
Right.
And that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
So there's a reward for your obedience. Not only do you have to obey, but there's a reward for it. That's an extra bonus. There's a reward, but guess what? The reward is it's not now. It's not at the end of today. It's not in 2 weeks like you get a check from work. You hear me? The reward is down the line when you continue to lay up these treasures. All right? I know we want it now. We want it now. I know. Microwave generation. I want mine now. A lot of us will be willing to negotiate. You know what, Father? If I got something laid up, then I'll take half of it now. And you can give me the other half later, Abba. If you don't stop it, if you don't stop acting like a Negro. No, you get it at the end of the road. All right? But he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And it also takes faith and belief to serve a God that you've never physically seen him, but you know he exists. He's been prevalent and present in your life on many occasions. You know that, all right? Drop down to verse 24.
Verse 24.
Read.
By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
When he came to years, when he became older, and he understood what it was, and he understood his position, and was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm in Egypt. I rose up. I'm right under the Pharaoh. There's some benefits to this, but he said, guess what? He weighed things in a balance. Let's see what happened. Go ahead.
Esteeming.
No, verse 25.
Verse 25, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
See, so he understood what it was on a spiritual level. He said, I'd rather be with my people, right, than to be tootsie footing, right, and mingling amongst my enemies, right?
Okay.
Even though I might be eating steak and potatoes, right? He said, I'd rather suffer with my people. I'd rather partake in the same, what am I looking for? The same struggle with my people than for me to be up, you know what I'm saying, being high on the hog and up there with the elites of that time, which is Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying? No different from us going to the president, you know, White House and trying to rub shoulders with these people. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be with my people in the trenches. That's what he said right here. And that's an honorable thing. The Most High God honored that, right? Rather to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. And this is a real thing because a lot of our people, they take that opportunity, Sister Shannon, what they do? They sell out. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, I'm going to come back and get y'all, man. I'll be back, man. When I blow up, you know what I'm saying? Right. And they
never come back.
Yeah, a lot of them never come back. You're right. But they defile themselves on a spiritual level, doing all these heinous things that you got to do to get up there and stay up there on that level and to make that kind of money. And, you know, we've been hearing it. We've been hearing how many people been hearing the Meek Mill situation this last week or two?
Right, yep.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't, then, you know.
He's not even the only one.
Right. It's a rough situation. They came out with an audio tape, and it didn't sound good. And voices were distinct. They weren't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't staticky. It wasn't, and it was a terrible situation. And I'm not really going into detail because we got our little ones here, but it was crazy. Some of the things that some of our people do. It was another video. I think you probably seen it, Bishop Azar. Look, they had Meek Mill was with Rubin, Michael Rubin on a tennis court at one of his houses. Hey, yeah. He said, don't stop, Meek, keep going. So, is it Michael Rubin? Yeah, he's a billionaire. He owns one of the NBA teams. I forgot which one he is. Yeah, he owns a lot. He's in the music business and all of this. He had Meek Mill on the on the tennis court at his house like this, hopping around like a rabbit. And every time it looked like he was almost gonna come to a stop and tire out, he said, "No, keep going." And he energized, and the brother was sweating and everything. But this is the kind of stuff that your oppressor will send you through because you want to participate so bad and be there. You sell out your people, they're gonna make you pay. You're gonna work for that, but you're gonna. It's a scripture, and I don't know it but it tells us about how the love of money will cause you to do things to kind of pierce your soul or something like that, to that effect. We don't need to go there, but yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Let me read Sirach 10:9 real quick, then we're gonna come back. Yeah. Before you read it, let me make sure that's it. Yeah, let's do 9. Wait. Yeah, is it 10 and 9 or? Yeah, there it is. Sirach 10 and 9. Listen up, y'all. Go ahead.
Why is earth and ashes proud?
Right. Why are we proud? Why are we proud? Why would our people sell out our own nation, our own race of people, to want to mingle with those of another nation that understand when they keep you in sin that you're detached from your God, you're detached from your power. You know what I'm saying? All right. They want you to indulge in the things that they indulge in. All right. Because they want your end to be what their end is going to be, which is damnation and destruction. But go ahead.
There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man.
Than a covetous man. Why would the Bible say this? Well, it's about to show us how wicked being covetous is, right? Because a lot of our people have that love and desire for money. They just want to be rich, all right? But it's a price to pay for that. Go ahead and read.
For such an one setteth his own soul to sale.
Uh-huh.
Because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
Did y'all get that in the back? Read that part again.
Because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
Y'all get that? All right. So it's a serious situation. These things really happen to move up in that industry, and you know they say it pay. You got to pay to play, right? Mm-hmm. Well, to play up there on that level, that's what happens. So now let's go back. Mm. Hebrews 11. Where did I stop at? All right. Go ahead.
Esteeming the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasures in Egypt.
Look, so it said Moses esteemed the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. So there was no amount of money that Pharaoh could give Moses because Moses understood things on a spiritual level. He said, you know what? The way that Yahweh Christ suffered, he said, I esteem and value that much more than any amount of money that you could give me. You see what I'm saying? And that's how we need to be. Go ahead and read.
For he had respect unto the recompense of the reward.
See, and that's where we need to be at. Do you have respect unto the recompense of the reward, even though it's not now? Even though it's later? They even told us in the world, there's a saying that's called what? In the world, it's a saying. It gets greater when? It's greater later. So Moses had respect unto the recompense of the reward. What does that mean? He understood what it meant to endure to the end and to wait on his reward. You know what I'm saying? And the value of enduring to the end. And understood that the Most High God is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. He understood that it wasn't a now thing. But go ahead.
Verse 27.
Read.
By faith he forsook Egypt.
By what?
By faith he forsook Egypt.
See, and a lot of us, we got to take that step of faith and forsake Egypt. You got to forsake the ways of America. You got to detach, all right? The things that America has taught some of our people, you got to let it go. You can't incorporate that with serving the Most High God as an Israelite. That's not going to work, all right? So you have to forsake Egypt and come up out of the ways of Egypt. You have to flee Egypt on a spiritual level in your mind. Read.
Not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. Not
fearing the wrath of the king. So we're not worried about what people have to say, you know, the president, so on and so forth. We have to do what we have to do for the Most High God. But it says, he endured as seeing him who is invisible. Well, who's the invisible? It's the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? So you have to operate as if you saw the Most High God, as if we've seen the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? You have to operate in that same fear, even though we haven't laid eyes on the Most High God. The scripture earlier, it tells us that we need to operate in that fashion. As if you've seen the Most High God, as if you're in his presence. All right? Go from there. 2nd Ezra 8 and 33.
Second Ezra chapter 8 and verse 33.
Hold on real quick. Sorry. Go ahead.
For the just, which have many good works laid up with thee, shall out of their own deeds receive reward.
Y'all got that? Who's the just? Are y'all afraid to say y'all just? What oh, they so humble. Oh, praises. God. Right now, I'm just. So I'm for the, all praises to the Most High. But yeah, for the just means right, pertaining to the righteous. So the righteous, read that again. 33.
For the just, which have many good works laid up with thee.
Hey, the just have many good works laid up with the Most High. Right? Read.
Shall out of their own deeds receive reward.
See, we're going to receive a reward out of our own deeds. Right? So that's how much it pays to work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Do something for the Most High God. All right? Go to the next one. Sirach 51 and 30. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 51 and 30.
Sirach 51 and 30.
Read.
Work your work betimes.
Ooh. Say it again.
Work your work betimes.
Hey, you got to do overtime. Work and then work again. Betimes. Double time, triple time, quadruple time, 30, 60, 100-fold. Work and then keep working. Read.
And in his time, he will give you your reward.
See, it's a reward. It's a reward. I got to remind some of my people because guess what? That means the Most High, he's going to continue to get the best of you. You're going to come back ready to work again tomorrow and the next feast, the next Sabbath. You're going to be working in your home. You're going to be working at the school. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be doing everything that you can. You're going to be storing up these works because the Most High God is using me as a vessel to remind you. He's reminding you right now. I'm just a vessel, but these are his words. I haven't made any promises to you that I can fulfill, but the Most High God has. Right? And I'm just reminding you of what he's already said. That's it. You have a reward, so you can't quit. Read that one more time and let's go to the next one.
Work your work betimes, and in his time, he will give you your reward.
See, and that's the only thing about it. In his time. In his time, though. All right? So let's be on the Most High timetable, right? Let's be patient, but keep working. Give me 2nd Ezra 2 and 35. I know some of us be like, man, I've been working for a long time. Like, when, when is the payoff? Well, it's on his time. And that's why he continuously tells us through these scriptures how patient we need to be. You know what I'm saying? How patient we need to be for the kingdom and everything that's attached to it. All right, 2nd Ezra 2 and 35. Go ahead.
Be ready to receive the reward of the kingdom.
Ooh. Woo. See? Precept upon precept. Tell them again.
Be ready to receive the reward of the kingdom. For the everlasting light shall shine upon you forevermore.
Right. So we don't have to worry about the darkness and the wickedness and the things that pertain to this world. Okay? Be ready to the reward of the kingdom. There's no greater reward than that. There's no greater reward than that. For the everlasting light shall shine upon you forevermore. We already know who that light is. Most High, Yahweh Shai. We're not going to need a sun, a moon. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Because the brilliance and the light from the Most High God going to shine upon us. All right? Let's get another one. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 15. Wait, let me see. Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 15. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 15.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5,
Let me
verse 15.
let me get that, King. My bad. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 15. All right, go ahead.
But the righteous live forevermore.
Read it again.
But the righteous live forevermore.
See, the righteous live forevermore. All right? Say it again. The righteous live forevermore. All right? So there's no such thing as the righteous dying. All right? You might take a nap and sleep, but you're going to be resurrected. You know how you take a literal nap, right? When you take a nap, you expect to wake up at some point, right? After you get that rest. Once we put these fleshly bodies down and the Most High resurrects your spirit for the kingdom, right? You're going to live forevermore. You're not dying. The righteous don't die. Only the wicked die because they don't have eternal life to look forward to. We do. So keep that in mind. Read that again.
But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High.
And the care of them is with the Most High. Guess where the care happens? The care is happening right now. He's keeping you from all these things that can really destroy you here in this place. So he's caring for you right now. He's guiding you right now. He's making sure that you don't get to a point to where you're so injured and you're so out of it to where you can't keep going on. He's caring for you mentally, emotionally, financially, physically, right? Because he needs you to fulfill your lot. He needs you to continue to endure to the end. That's the path that he set out for you as the elect. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to be elect and you end up, do you think the elect's going to quit? Are they just going to quit the race? Are they going to stop running the race and just get tired and faint? The scriptures say in the Apocrypha, the Most High said he's not going to defend you if you faint. You'll only get defended if you keep keeping on, all right? So that requires some fortitude. It requires some strength from you, all right? And your best strength is your spiritual strength, which is the foundation of your emotional and mental strength. I'm going to repeat that again because somebody needs to hear this, especially some of the women. Your spiritual strength is the foundation, Israelite woman, is the foundation of your emotional and your mental strength. Make that connection. That's how you're strong enough to do the things that you can do, Israelite woman. Cook, take care of family, work, do all these things, have a baby, have many children, right? Take care of the home, take care of your husband, still find time for you to take care of yourself. The Israelite woman is like a superwoman because of the strength that the Most High God has given you guys. You know what I'm saying? And some of our sisters need encouragement so they could go on. Y'all got a lot of strength, though. I just want to let them know. Do they got a lot of strength? The Israelite woman has a lot of strength. Oh, praises to the Most High God. For real, for real. Way more strength than the average woman out there because you're doing everything in righteousness and in excellency because you fear the Most High God. So the way you treat yourself, the way you treat your children, the way you treat your husband, and then you come here and treat your brothers and sisters the same way in the body. That's awesome. That's awesome right there. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a lot of strength. But again, that strength comes from the Most High God. that spiritual strength, meaning that you have to stay tapped in. You have to remind yourself about these scriptures. You have to meditate about these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Practice make perfect. So, you know, you got to rejuvenate every week, Israelite woman. You know what I'm saying? Hey, whether it's you physically reading or meditating, you gotta have you gotta have your routine together. Whether it's playing some Israelite music, playing some Christian music, you know what I'm saying? Applying it to the Israelite walk, because now we know and understand the things that we sing. You know what I'm saying? Get your routine together and be able, you know, make sure you're ready to do it all over again next week, and so on and so forth. And we're not going to brag or boast, but how much more the Israelite man and the abilities that he's given the Most High God, you know what I'm saying, that he's given to us. So, man, it's incredible. Did we read Wisdom of Solomon yet? Where were we at? Yeah, go ahead.
But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High.
Right. So the Most High is seeing us through and guiding us now. He's caring for us, right? Because he has to do that, right? We have to fulfill our lot. But go ahead, read 16.
Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom.
See, and that's how you know the care that I'm talking about in verse 15. That's the care that he's giving you now. Because after that, the final end-all be-all is, therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom. Read.
And a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand.
For
with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them.
Right, so he's covering and protecting you right now. That's the care. You know what I'm saying? Making sure you don't go off and falling back into the world. Making sure you regain your senses when you know, stumble and bump your head in this truth. You eventually get it together and you start thinking right again. Then you come back stronger than you were. You learn from your mistakes. That's what this is all about. All right? Same thing when you used to be children. You bump your head on the wall, guess what? You figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. That wasn't a mirror. I mean, that wasn't a wall. That was actually a mirror. I remember, I forgot where I was. That happened to me before, though. The mirror was so, I think I was in a mall somewhere. Anyway, I just know my forehead, bam, hit the mirror. The mirror was so clean, I just thought it was, yeah. But many of us have fallen off a bike. You know what I'm saying? Many of us, you know, you trip and fall, whatever the case may be. We have these little situations when we're younger, and that's why we're children of the Most High. And it's truth, when we bump our head, scratch our knee, we fall, Most High said, look, get up. Go ahead and get up. You got work to do. You know what I'm saying? You ain't hurt. Rub it off. Keep it pushing. Let's go to Colossians 3:17. Yeah, Colossians chapter 3.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 17.
Read.
And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahushua, giving thanks to God and the Father by him.
See, so that sounds like giving it your all right there. Whatever you do in word or deed, whatever you say or do it in the name of Hamashiach Yahushua, whom the world calls Jesus Christ. But when you do it in his name, you're actually giving thanks to the Most High, the Father, which is above the Son. All right? Always remind yourself who you're doing it for. You're not doing this walk for your husband. You're not doing this walk for your children. You're doing it because you're going to benefit out of it, right? But you're doing it to please the Father, though. Obedience, reward. You obey, you get a reward. All right, so just keep that in mind. But you're doing it for the Most High God, and you represent the Most High God. Always remember that. Drop down to verse 23.
Verse 23. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily.
Do it what?
do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men.
See? So we're not trying to be men pleasers in this thing. We're not doing it to please the brother over here or the sister over here. You're doing it because we need the Most High God. Right? Okay. Some of us need to be changed. I know that this is the discipline in this truth that you got to exercise. I haven't exercised that much in any portion of my life since I've been in the truth. Disciple, discipline. It takes discipline to do everything that this Bible requires. And then not only that, but the flip side is to not do the things that you shouldn't do. All right? So that's twofold. It takes discipline if shrimp, crab, and lobster was your favorite food before you came into the truth. Now you can't have it anymore. That's discipline. Yeah. So, it says that heartily, though, whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men. Verse 24.
Verse 24. Knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance.
One more time.
Knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance.
So you do it heartily. There's that reward again. There's that reward again in the form of an inheritance, right? For ye serve the Lord Yahweh Shai, right? So inheritance. We get a spiritual inheritance from the Most High God. I know I want to inherit the kingdom. That's what we're going to inherit. All right? We're not dealing with money and your father and, you know, your mom and granny passing you something down. Nah. We're talking about a greater inheritance. All right? The ultimate inheritance. 1 Corinthians 10 and 31.
1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 31.
Read.
Whether therefore ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do.
Hey, whether you eating, drinking, whatever you doing, read.
Do all to the glory of God.
See, you represent the Most High God. The Most High getting glory and all that. Period. Even down to the smallest thing that you think that nobody care about or paying attention to. And that's why it's important to be a light. Like, because you never know who's watching. Like, it'd be the craziest times to where it's crazy, bro. When you go to that grocery store or the mall or a swap meet or you somewhere eating, it be the time where you least expect, hey, shalom.
Right.
You might not even be, having your best day. But the Most High allows those situations, man, for you to, be that light and other Israelites see you. And then you got to perk up and be ready, like, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Make the Most High God look good. But it's not always those times where you're feeling your best. It's not always the times where you're feeling great. You don't choose the time the Most High decides for you to be a light. You don't choose it, He chooses it. So it's up to us to adjust. You know what I'm saying? And inconvenience ourselves for righteousness' sake. Romans 12. So giving the Most High our all is the least we can do. Period. You already know.
Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Present your bodies a living sacrifice. We've heard this scripture many, many a times. Broken down beautifully many, many a times. This is just a reminder, though, of who you are and what you need to do. You're a living sacrifice. We are a representation of the Most High God in the earthly realm. Although you're in a fleshly body, you are supposed to be operating in the spirit. Although you are a fleshly body, operating in a fleshly body, Israelite man, woman, and child, you are supposed to be operating in the spirit. You're supposed to be thinking on a spiritual level. not carnal, not fleshly. All right? Holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. It's the least we can do. So practice makes perfect, right? A living sacrifice. Our whole life is about sacrifice. Being holy, set apart, acceptable unto the Most High God. That means you got to operate on a certain level because everything isn't acceptable. But we have to make sure the things that we do are acceptable. Not only to the Most High God, but for yourself and acceptable for the people that are around you, the people that are watching you, especially your children, especially strangers. Is it acceptable to them? All right? If it's not acceptable to your children, then it's not acceptable to the Most High God. If it's not acceptable to the neighbor or the stranger that's watching you, to say, hey, that's supposed to be an Israelite right there. Let's watch her for 5 minutes. Let's watch her for 5 minutes. Let's watch him for 5 minutes. See what he do. All right? We don't want to be these kind of bootleg Israelites that go to the store, you got fringes on, now you buying a pack of Newports. That's not shining your light properly. That's making the faith look bad. You see what I'm saying? That's not what kind of Israelite we want to be. So let's make sure that we're being holy, acceptable, just, pure. Don't be that one Israelite where you're the story of somebody seeing you for the first time and it's negative. And they're able to continue to tell that story to people over and over again. I remember when I saw an Israelite, and don't let that be you. He did this and she did that. I don't know about them. Don't be that one. Read verse 2.
Verse 2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
See, that's that transfiguration in the spirit. We always got to be thinking on the spirit. That's the battle. The battle is the spirit versus the flesh. Paul talks about it in Romans. The things that I wish, the things that I know I need to do. Oh, he said it's so hard for me to do, and the things that I know I should not do, I have to fight not to do those things. We got to read Romans 8, refresh that. You know what I'm saying? Read Romans chapter 7 and Romans chapter 8. It's a battle. It's a struggle. The Most High God isn't calling you to do something that's easy that anybody can do. If that was the case, the whole world would be doing it, right? You know what I'm saying? But he's called you to do it because you can do it. He knows that your shoulders are broad enough. He knows that you can multitask. He knows that you got enough strength for yourself, some for your children, some for your brothers and sisters. He already know how he built you. That's why you're here, not because you're weak. He didn't call you into this thing because you're weak. He called you into this thing because you're strong. All right? So just remember that. All praises. Romans 12 and 2. Finish that.
And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
So it's how you think. By the renewing of your mind, how you think is going to determine how far you go into this truth. Read on.
That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
All praises. All praises. So let's I want to reference something. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 9 and 16. I just want to reference
1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 16.
Because it's a certain weight that's been laid upon us. And guess what? I had one of my dear brothers, he hit me up this week. And he asked me a question. He said, how long did it take for you to finally start doing your calling? And I said, man, so I thought about the process. I went back and played it back in my mind. And I was careful about the answer I gave him because I didn't want to be a stumbling block. But in short, I was like, okay, I found out in this time period. I was like, but I struggled for this X amount of months. I said, but while I was struggling, I was fighting to do the right thing. And then ultimately, 9 months to a year later, I got what I said, because I didn't want them to think that 9 months to a year I was just playing. I wasn't. It was a real battle to get right. I was doing some things that I had to let go, right? The Most High was helping me purge myself. And, you know, long story short, so he was like, man, like, okay, all praises, like, you know, so one of my dear friends, he's in that space where we used to be, and understanding no matter what he accomplishes in life, and none of the things you're doing out there is going to satisfy you. So he's understanding, like, at this point, which I've already planted the seed to him, long story short, he's understanding, like, dang, I have to come into this truth, like, to please God and to really fulfill who I am, like, according to God. Like, you can't run from this. So I sent him some scriptures about Job in the book of Jonah. And I told him, I said, don't run, Huck. I said, don't run from the Most High God. I said, here goes a situation where this brother named, not Job, Jonah, he ran from his calling. And I said, you might not get on a ship and go on the water, bro. You might not get swallowed by a whale. I said, but he going to get you one way or another. I said, whether it's on land, wherever, you know, because Israel is, you know, they'll be like, well, I'm not going on the water. So he's not, you know, all right, so you're not going to get swallowed by a whale, but he's going to get you another way if you don't get it together. Moral of the story. So, you know, I told him to act now. You know what I'm saying? Make haste to keep thy commandments, like King David said. Psalms 119, 59, and 60. He said, I turned my way, you know what I'm saying? He said, I turned my way and I made haste. So that's what we got to do. You know, so you won't end up in a situation where you get judged. But this is the weight that's laid on all of us up in here now that we're in this truth. And I'm going to skim through real fast. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 9 and 16. For though I preach the gospel.
And this is for teachers, you know, people who preach and teach, all praises to the Most High for these different spiritual gifts, right? But guess what? Across the board, generally speaking, this is for all of you that's in the truth, right? Because you're all, we're all fishers of men or fishers of women, right? We're all supposed to be that light, man, woman, or child, right? So just because you don't teach, you're still a representation of the Most High God. Mm-hmm. He said, but though I preach the gospel, right? Read.
I have nothing to glory of.
So none of us have anything to brag about. Read on.
For necessity is laid upon me.
Read that again.
For necessity is laid upon me.
So you didn't get to choose this work. This work chose you. Period. Read.
Yea, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel.
Ooh. He said, but look, woe unto you, which means destruction, if you don't preach the gospel. Okay. And if you're not a teacher and you're just a common man and woman in this truth, guess what? You still got a responsibility to be that light. So guess what? Woe unto you if you don't do this truth. I'm going to put it like that in general basic terms for you that want to say, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a prophet. Right. Hey, the Most High God called you into this truth as an Israelite man or woman. You got a job to do, whether you want to or this is your lot, period. Don't run from it. Because if you do run from it, woe unto you. All right? Verse 17.
For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward.
See? So now we should be in a space to where we understand that we need to do it willingly. Because if you fight this, it's all bad. It's all bad. You're going to bring more damage and harm to yourself if you fight this calling. Read.
For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me.
See, but hey, at the end of the day, it's still what it is. Even against your will, guess what? What did the Most High say about that? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you fighting the Most High God. He set out something for you to do, and you say, no, I'm good. Oh, okay. You good? Got you. At the end of the day, the dispensation of the gospel is still committed unto you. You still supposed to fulfill that. That's still your lot, whether you want to or not. Read.
What is my reward then? Verily that, when I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Christ without charge, that I abuse not my power in the gospel.
Right, so we're not charging people for this word. You know what I'm saying? All right, go ahead.
For though I be free from all men.
Yeah, you're your own man or woman. Read.
Yet have I made myself servant unto all, that I might gain the more.
See? Although we have to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling, although we came into this as an individual, guess what? Yet and still, we're still servants to one another, that I might gain the more, right? The Most High want his house filled up. So we all have a responsibility to be that light and to influence others to righteousness, to fill these seats, and most importantly, not just these seats, but there's a number of elect men and women, the children of Israel, that are ordained for salvation. You're supposed to help bring that number in, like somebody did for you. All right? Let's go to right on time. 1 John 3:18.
First John chapter 3, verse 18.
So the Most High, he don't want us to talk about it. He want us to be about it. We already know actions speak louder than words. So go ahead and read that.
My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth.
So we got to stop giving the Father, I love you, and all the little, oh, Abba, and you crying out and you doing all this, but you don't got no action behind it. Most High God, look, he's going to respond more to your actions than he will your tears. I'll put it like that. If you sorry, then do right. Don't cry me a river, do right. All right? Read that again.
My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth.
So it don't matter what you say, it matters what you do. But in deed and in truth. All right? 1 Samuel 2 and 3. So a lot of us, we're going to take this lesson and do better.
Praises.
We always going to encourage each other to do better, exhort one another to do better. We can all give a little bit more. Read.
1 Samuel 2 and 3. Talk no more so exceeding proudly.
So the Most High said, look, you got to stop talking. All right? Proud too. Right? Read.
Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth.
See, the Most High, he's not interested in your resume and what you used to do. All right? Read on.
For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed.
By him what?
Actions are weighed.
He wants that action. Do something. Sirach 43 and 30. Give it your all and do something. We almost done.
Ecclesiastes chapter 43, verse 30. When ye glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as ye can.
We're good at that. All praises to the Most High God. When you glorify the Most High, exalt him as much as you can. Read.
For even yet he will far exceed.
See, because the Most High, he's still going to supersede anything that we can do or give him. Period. All right? And glorifying the Lord, you don't always have to do it, verbally. A lot of the glorifying the Most High God is you obeying, doing what you're supposed to be doing. And then, yeah, on the other hand, yeah, you can glorify him and yell out and admonish him and, Abba this, Abba that. Yeah, you can do it verbally, but even the more by obeying. Go ahead.
And when ye exalt him, put forth all your strength.
Do what?
Put forth all your strength.
The title of this lesson is Give It Your All. Do what?
Put forth all your strength.
See, because you owe the Most High God. You're in debt. We are in debt. So don't get a Most High a lackluster effort. He doesn't deserve that. That's a slight to the Most High God. For you to do that on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis, but yet you want to give your husband your all. But yet you want to give your wife your all. The Most High said that's BS. He deserves your all your efforts. All right? You know when you're doing your best. All right? You pull out all the stops when it's time to get a husband. You pull out all the stops when it's time to get a wife. All right? And you do everything required and some. You go above and beyond in your imagination. Right? How much more could I make it better? That's good, but he would like this even more. Yeah, so how much more the Most High? Think about the Most High like that then. Because he deserves your all. Read.
Put forth all your strength.
All your strength.
And be not weary. For ye can never go far enough.
You can't do enough for the Most High God. Don't say you tired and all that. You know what I'm saying? We got work to do. Matthew 6:33.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 33.
Read.
But seek ye first the kingdom of God.
So here's the simplicity in the scriptures. Back to what I was saying, mastering the basics like I said earlier. Here's the thing right here. But seek ye first the kingdom of God. Not second, not third, not seventh. First, that means the Most High God is a priority in your life, and you'll do better making him a priority than putting him in another slot. Slot 2, slot 3, slot 10. On your totem pole of your list of things to do. First, seek him first. That's giving it your all. And some of you Israelites don't understand why things are falling apart. You want to know why? Because you seek him third. You use God as an emergency. Oh, now things are falling apart. See, everything was good 2 or 3 months ago. Yeah, the Most High, he'll allow you to get that in. Oh yeah, everything was been working out. My marriage and the brothers and the sisters, everything had been perfect. Now all of a sudden, because you got on cruise control. Every time the Most High give you an advantage and an up and increase you, now you decrease. You press the cruise control button just because the Most High bless you instead of continuing to go hard. You know what I'm saying? Try it. I guarantee you it works. Keep him first and everything will continue to go smooth. And then when you do have these bumps and bruises, you're not rattled. You know what I'm saying? It's just another test of your faith. So just remember that the Most High God first, that's how things work out. That's how the Most High God works, period. You put him first, the walk will become easier. But read.
But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness.
And his righteousness.
And all these things shall be added unto you.
And everything else you worried about, a husband, a wife, a car, a home, a 401k, and all these, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's not telling you to live life. You can still live life. Yes, there's things that I understand some of us want life insurance. I understand some of us want 401k. I understand not all of us have the best plan as far as, what we're going to pass down to our children. All of these things, I understand. But that doesn't mean you unravel. That doesn't mean the Most High is not going to work that aspect of your life out. The best contingency plan, though, is making sure that you're right with the Most High God and having him first. Or else all that other stuff you worried about, you can forget that anyway. Because you're going to try to work it out yourself. You only need to work things out yourself when you're not putting the Most High God first. That's when you come into survival mode on a spiritual level. Now, because you know you ain't right. Now you trying to do this and that, and you worried about, you know what I'm saying, stuff that's 20 years down the line and 10 years down the line, and what about the kids, and you know what's gonna honey this and honey. No. Most High God first, and he said all these things I'll add unto you. All right? Some of the things might take longer than others. All right? So we just got to be patient in this walk and make sure that we're giving the Most High God our all. That's it and that's all. Shabbat Shalom.